In the depths of her twisted realm, Gia, the elder god, tended to her garden of skulls with an unsettling devotion. The air was heavy with the stench of decay, and the trees seemed to twist and writhe like tortured souls. She'd collect skulls from the farthest reaches of the universe, each one a morbid reminder of the fleeting nature of existence. As she cradled a particularly worn skull, its vacant eyes seemed to stare into her very soul. Gia's voice was a low, husky whisper, "Ah, dear one, tell me of the horrors you've seen, of the terror that gripped your heart in its final moments." The skull, silent to the mortal ear, whispered in Gia's mind, "Oh, goddess, I saw the world burn, the screams of the innocent still echoing in my mind. The fire that consumed my city still licks at my bones." Gia's eyes glinted with a macabre excitement. "Ah, yes, the sweet scent of despair. It's a perfume I've worn for eons." She planted the skull, her fingers dancing across the soil as she whispered, "May your nightmares bloom into beauty, dear one." As she worked the earth, the skull's whispers grew louder in her mind. "Goddess, I remember the faces of my loved ones, their features twisted in terror as they burned. The flames that consumed them still haunt my dreams." Gia's response was a low, throaty chuckle. "Ah, the flames of passion, the fires of despair. They're the same, aren't they, dear one? Both consume, both destroy. But in my garden, they give life to the beauty that surrounds us." The skull's whispers grew more urgent. "Goddess, the pain still lingers, a burning in my bones that refuses to subside. Will it ever end?" Gia's voice was a gentle, mocking whisper. "Oh, dear one, the pain is what makes life worth living. Without it, we'd be nothing but hollow shells, devoid of passion, of feeling. But in my garden, the pain is what gives life to the beauty that surrounds us." As she finished planting the skull, the earth trembled, and the air was filled with the whispers of the damned. Gia's eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, and her voice took on a haunting quality. "Ah, dear ones, your whispers are music to my ears, a symphony of suffering that I've orchestrated across the cosmos." In this twisted, macabre waltz, Gia danced with the skulls, her dark humor and morbid fascination weaving a spell of death and rebirth. The skulls, now a part of her garden, whispered their secrets in her mind, and Gia listened, entranced by the beauty of their despair. As she tended to her garden, Gia's laughter echoed through the realm, a cold, mirthless sound that sent shivers down the spines of even the most hardened souls. For in her twisted world, death was not the end, but a new beginning, a chance for the damned to bloom into beauty, and for Gia to revel in the darkness that surrounded her. The skull's whispers grew more urgent in Gia's mind. "How long, goddess? How long must I remain in this state, a mere skull, devoid of life?" Gia's cryptic whisper replied, "The afterlife is a myth, a comforting lie for the weak. You're stuck here, with me, because your story isn't finished. Your pain, your fear, your despair, they're all still useful to me." The skull's whispers grew more desperate. "But for how long? Must I remain in this darkness forever?" Gia's voice was a low, husky whisper. "Ah, dear one, the span of a tree's life is all the time you have. When the tree's roots have claimed you, when its branches have wrapped around your skull, then you'll be ready. Then, I'll abuse you into the tree, forcing your essence into its bark and sap." The skull's whispers were laced with horror. "And then? What then, goddess?" Gia's laughter was a cold, mirthless sound. "Oh, dear one, then I'll set the tree ablaze, and its ashes will be mixed with clay to create a golem, a creature of darkness, forged from the very essence of your despair." The skull's whispers were incredulous. "Why not just leave me as an undead skeleton, goddess? Why must you go to such lengths to torment me?" Gia's voice was a velvety whisper, laced with malevolence. "Ah, but dear one, the realm of the undead is a domain reserved for the likes of the Necromancer King. The ancient pacts forbid me from trespassing on his dominion. No, I must weave my own dark tapestry, one that ensnares your essence in a web of corruption and despair." The skull's whispers were heavy with desperation. "You're bound by the chains of convention, goddess. I thought you were omnipotent, unfettered by the petty rules of the cosmos." Gia's laughter was a low, sultry purr. "Oh, dear one, you'd think that, wouldn't you? But the true artistry lies in the subtle manipulation of fate, in the delicate dance of corruption and despair. An undead skeleton is a crude, uninspired creation, a mere puppet of the necromancer's art. But a golem, forged from your ashes, is a masterpiece of darkness, a testament to my unparalleled skill." The skull's whispers were laced with anguish. "You're a monster, goddess, a creature of unbridled cruelty." Gia's laughter echoed through the realm, a cold, mirthless sound. "Ah, dear one, I'm an artist, a weaver of nightmares, and you, dear skull, are my canvas, my magnum opus of suffering." As Gia's words faded away, the skull's whispers grew silent, lost in the abyss of its own despair. The tree's roots seemed to constrict around it, as if sensing the skull's terror, and the air was heavy with the stench of decay and corruption. Gia's dark, seductive laughter echoed through the realm, and she turned to walk away, her ethereal form gliding across the twisted landscape. As she disappeared into the shadows, she whispered a final, cruel promise. Unlike the necromancy, your soul and free will remain intact, dear one. I love you too much to make you a mindless, shambling zombie. No, you'll retain your consciousness, your thoughts, your feelings. And you'll be trapped in this prison of darkness, forever bound to my will. The skull's whispers were silent, lost in the horror of Gia's promise. The tree's roots seemed to tighten around it, as if sensing the skull's despair, and the air was heavy with the scent of decay and corruption.